So it seems like Justin Bieber is always in the headlines for worrying his fans and potentially going through divorce or mental health struggles or having some kind of breakdown. And regardless of how true that is, he is very liberal with how he opens up emotionally on social media. And he's seen looking emotionally fraught in public quite often as well.
He's an artist. Artists are emotional.
Yeah, that makes sense. It seems to be a little bit too often for people's comfort.
See, the thing is like, what's interesting is like people take for granted the fact that like when you're not an artist, and you hear music or see a movie that really moves you emotionally, right? That's a luxury that very few people get to experience on a regular basis, but artists are kind of always in the headspace to be creating stuff like that. So it's not like you can just turn it off. They're bleeding hearts. That's why they make the things that they make.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe this is what makes him unique and what people like about him in a way, but it's also the reason why he gets torn down so often and fuels all of these rumors about his personal life. But these latest 2 posts that he made on his Instagram story caught a lot of attention, and people feel like this is a sign that he is spiraling and going through some kind of meltdown behind the scenes. Here was the first one. I was always told when I was a kid not to hate, but it made me feel like I wasn't allowed to have it, and so I didn't tell anyone I've had it. Which made me feel like I have been drowning, feeling unsafe to acknowledge it. I think we can only let hate go by first acknowledging that it's there. How couldn't we feel hate from all the hurt we have experienced?
You have to learn the female tactic for this, which is to virtue signal, but also be really mean to people behind the scenes. That's what women do.
He's saying that he was taught not to be hateful.
Yeah.
I guess most people are taught that.
I mean, I don't know if
he found there was a turmoil within him because
he felt it, but then
felt
like
hateful towards people and beat himself up over it and became quite scrupulous.
Also, that term is a loaded, the word hate in itself is a loaded term, because when people use the term hate now, a lot of people think that you're talking about racial hate, gender hate, some type of wedge issue hate, when you could just be mean to people to be mean to people. You could like remember, have you ever heard the term, like the idea that when they say it's like, whatever happened to that guy who's just an asshole? Like now it's like he hates you because you're this, because you look this way, because you're this gender. No, back in the day, at least when I was growing up, there was people who were just jerks because they were jerks and they were equal opportunity haters. Mm-hmm. And when he uses that term, I don't know if he's talking about some type of wedge issue type of hate or if he's just talking about general all-encompassing dislike for people.
Well, with the context of him recently mass unfollowing and blocking members of his managerial team, I think that this could be related to how he feels hate in his heart for people who have done him wrong in his career, and especially as he was growing up in the spotlight. These people include Scooter Braun, Usher, and a lot of other people that you maybe haven't heard of that are not household names, but who were deeply involved in promoting him and basically working on him as a company.
People in the chat are saying that it looks like song lyrics. Seems a little ham-fisted to be song lyrics to me.
I mean, if it were song lyrics, then he would have released a song, right?
Or it's promotion for a song that's coming out, but it would be, I feel like it would be more, like it's just literally a story post, right?
Yeah, it's just his like stream of consciousness. He then followed
Taylor Swift would never. It would be like specific font and...
She's way more calculated.
Way more branded.
He followed it up with this one. People told me my whole life, wow, Justin, you deserve that. And I personally have always felt unworthy. Like I was a fraud. Like when people told me I deserve something, it made me feel sneaky. Like, damn, if they only knew my thoughts, how judgmental I am, how selfish I really am, they wouldn't be saying this. I say all of this to say, if you feel sneaky, welcome to the club. I definitely feel unequipped and unqualified most days.
Let me let you in a secret, guys. If Justin Bieber can feel imposter syndrome, it's over for the rest of us.
So I guess that he feels like he's not worthy of the amount of comfort and luxury that he enjoys at this stage in his life.
That proves that he is an artist, because if he was just a normal, pragmatic person, he would say, I am a person who offers this service, be it music, live events. I am paid equal to the work that I put in and the value that I provide, but that's obviously not what he's talking about. He's talking about it from an emotional perspective.
We have a 20 from Shane H. Wilder. The issue was hobbies that were child's fare, cosplaying, toys, etc., the delayed adulthood. Obviously, she was against it, not saying you can't enjoy a Marvel movie or anything, but you shouldn't make it your personality.
I mean, I don't remember the post being that specifically well explained. It seemed more vague than that.
Was it? I don't know what post it was. I don't know.
I'd have to find it again. I don't remember it being like you explained it in a way that makes more sense to me than I didn't gather that from the first one. It seemed like they were just talking about like Legos and hobbies in general, and the idea was like, look, if I'm guessing that the pushback from people was like, look, if he pays his bills, if he takes care of his family, if he spends time with his kids, if he does all of these other things, and he likes to spend some of his free time building Lego sets or watching Lord of the Rings, then who is anybody to tell that dude what he can do with what little free time he has? I'm guessing that it was not that well posted, because most of the things that go viral are just poorly worded and don't end up saying what they mean, right?
Yeah.
Like if it was that well worded, then nobody would be arguing, but everybody's arguing, so clearly it wasn't that well worded.
Well, that's not exactly true. You're going to be misinterpreted regardless of how well you write. So
I'd like to think that I give people the benefit of the doubt.
Like you are going to be interpreted in the least charitable way possible, no matter how you phrase anything.
Yeah.
So that is going to happen. So whoever this was,
it
doesn't really matter what she said. It was going to be twisted regardless.
Somebody should send me the link.
I find it interesting that Justin Bieber opens up like this emotionally on social media and gets so vulnerable with people who don't care about him or have parasocial relationships with him. And then it usually doesn't go well. People start mass panicking about that he's going through some kind of catastrophic mental health crisis. And then he follows it up with so many troll posts too. Like he's trying to goad people into a certain reaction. I wanted to show this video that he posted about a week ago where he's wearing this wig and like trolling for the camera.
Just do it!
He looks like so different.
I swear to God, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna fucking do it, bro. You're not gonna do it, you freaking idiot. You're not gonna do it.
Oh, he felt it. He started talking.
He's emotionally dysregulated.
Does he not look like a different person? Like, he does look really rough these days. I don't know why, or if it's related to drugs,
Bro
or
just can't grow a beard.
Emotional.
If he shaved his
problems.
face clean, he would look completely fine.
He definitely has gotten like scrawnier. Like I can see his face has like thinned out in a lot of these paparazzi photos, and he looks unhappy most of the time. Maybe he just has an RBF, I don't know. But he also recently sparked a huge debate among his fans after sharing a photo smoking a bong on Instagram, and people started worrying about him having substance abuse issues.
Shocking.
To which he followed it up with a video of him smoking a gigantic blunt afterwards to continue the trolling and make the reaction even more extreme.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the idea is that he's emotionally dysregulated. He can't stop himself from making the emotionally vulnerable post. And then after doing that, and the post isn't received exactly precisely 100% the way he wants it to, he can't help himself from making the response post.
Yeah.
It's just being emotionally immature or emotionally dysregulated.
Well, I think a better choice might be to create some distance from himself and the media and social media as well. And that is rumored to be their next step. Justin and Hailey Bieber are ready to buy a European mansion to flee the madness of health concerns and divorce rumors spreading in the U.S.
I mean, props for the hipster reason for leaving. It's got nothing to do with politics. He's just like, nah, I'm out of here.
It has nothing to do with Trump. He just doesn't want to be in the reach of TMZ anymore. Sources told The Sun that
Do you think he knows
Hailey
what tariffs
Bieber
are?
and Justin Bieber's marriage is on the rocks, and their issues are described as bigger than just a fight. However, a different insider specializing in real estate in Southern Europe claims that they've been instructed by the Biebers to find a retreat for them where the couple can enjoy time far away from the spotlight. They want to enjoy a simpler life again, a slower pace of life to reconnect in a quiet environment.
Look, I'm not saying that money buys happiness, but Zillow hits different when you can just buy whatever's on there.
I'm sure it does. I'm
think,
surprised that they
bro,
don't already have a property there to begin with.
Do you think that he just gets like...
How'd they not do this
Do you think he
already?
stays up late, eats junk food, and like buys stuff on Zillow? I bet he does.
Just like Temu, but for people who are like in the
Of a certain tax
multi-millionaire
bracket, yeah.
net worth.
He doesn't. Okay, sorry. He doesn't buy it. He puts it into like a. Does Zillow have a cart? Do I get to put like a property in a cart? He puts the property in the cart, or do you think he just like maybe one day he bought one of those like Amazon tiny homes drunk and it showed up the next day and he's like, what the fuck?
I mean, that's kind of what I picture Mr. Beast doing,
Yeah.
but he's like way more calculated with it than he.
Well, yeah,
claims to
he's
be.
like. He's not just the front. He's one of those examples like Tim, who's like he's the business mind and the front facing. Justin Bieber's more the front facing. I don't really think of him as like a business minded person.
I was
He's
under
like,
the impression that he was going to take legal action against former business managers
Yeah.
for mishandling his funds for years, but that never came to fruition.
I mean, that could just still be in there. They could just still be in the works.
that might be later this year.
Yeah.
Remains to be seen.
We'll have to wait and see.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.